What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld. Today we're going to be talking about a very delicate subject, especially when you look at the fact that everybody is running around with a souped-up running back, including myself. Gale Sayers is the GOAT. I don't really care about the Melvin Gordon trash, but that's neither here nor there. If you are enjoying Melvin Gordon, please feel free to continue doing so. It's not a big deal for me. As long as you guys are getting satisfaction about what you're building your team to do, I'm all good with it. I just prefer to go ahead and stay with Gale Sayers for now and see what happens. We're going to be specifically talking about HitPower in Madden 20. Now, after the most recent title update, like they patched it, they made hit sticks be conservative, and then they fixed it, and now hit sticks are hit sticks again, right? So we get that whole situation going back to the fact that if you line up a successful hit stick, somebody's like, bro, his gallbladder is going to fall out of his body. Sometimes they won't fumble, especially now with the quarterbacks. I hit stick Steve Young the other day, and he just laughed at me. And it was a full hit stick, and he just didn't fumble. But if you touch Michael Vick, he just throws the ball on the ground. That's neither here nor there. Let's talk specifically about Landon Collins, because I've been getting a lot of questions and concerned about that. Gmia, he has a 95 hit power. What do you think about that? Does that make a difference? Is he worth it in my game? If I put that bum in my game, will he cause a fumble when I really need it? Now, that is a very, very, you know what it is? The game is inconsistent when it comes to certain attributes, all right? So, yeah, he has a 95 hit power and it looks really pretty, but does that mean that it's going to translate into maximum action? Like, does that mean that this guy, if he even looks at your player, is that guy going to fumble? That's pretty much what's going on, because many of you guys, are Giant fans. I think, where do you go, to the Redskins? I know he's someplace now. I don't know what he's doing. But regardless of that situation, when you look at the 95 hit power, everybody gets excited. I'm going to tell you this, right? I'm not excited about it. Now, you're probably like, yo, what do you mean? He caused fumbles, this and that. Let me explain to you why, right? Many of you guys that have grinded the game, you already have a MutMaster Pat Tillman, okay? When you look at the 93 hit power and you look at the 95, you know that the next level tier of hit power is 95 to 99. I think it goes 90 to 94, then 95 to 99. All right, theoretically speaking, based on what I just said, Landon Collins should be able to cause more fumbles than Pat Tillman. But if you have MutMaster Pat Tillman, are you really looking at going after Landon Collins? That's number one, because some of you guys, I did, for some of the, some of the posted comments, I did ask, like, do you guys already have the MutMaster? And some of you guys do. So if you have the MutMaster, it doesn't make any sense to get him as a backup. Why? Because he has an 85 speed. If you can get his speed up to, a decent amount, which I don't really recommend, because I believe that that's like throwing your Mut coins into the river, that could be something that can encourage a little bit more of success. If you got to an 88 speed, give him some brawler, give him some whatever kind of chemistries you guys are giving him. See what you can do with that and get it up. I don't like the lower level speed players in this game. And I'm going to explain to you again why. If you guys follow me on Twitch, you will know when I live stream, I show you guys and I explain to you guys what's exactly happening with the game as I'm playing it. And you can visibly see that these dudes that are slow, they are not doing anything that's going to benefit your squad. So I'm not going to recommend a guy that has a 79 zone, a 72 man coverage, and an 85 speed just because he has a 95 hit power. I can't do that because I'm not giving you guys justice. Even if you were to chem this guy up out the butt cheeks, right? And do whatever chemistry it is locked down on defense, you had all New York chem or whatever team he's on now. Even if you did all of that, this dude will still be not somebody you want to have out there playing zone coverage. In just all honesty. It's for instance, right? MutMaster Pat Tillman, if you man him up, that dude is getting burnt straight up like toast. And it's a reason for that. He has a 74 man coverage. He's not playing any D. I already know what his purpose is. If he's not playing the deep blue, I'm using him and running into the backfield to smash somebody up that's trying to run the ball. Because that's all that's happening. So there really is no other reason to go beyond doing anything else. You see what I'm saying? If you have the MutMaster Pat Tillman, you're already a step ahead of the game. Now, for those of you that recently got the game, you're still working on trying to get Pat Tillman or whatever's going on, is he suitable? Notice in the top left of his card, he does not have a purple symbol. So according to, everything that we've seen, I guess he's not a power-up. You know what I'm saying? And if he's not wait a minute. Why isn't his power-up thing showing? Are they just not showing the power-up symbols on these cards right now? Hold on, bro. Because that doesn't make any sense. Does he have a power-up? Let me just make sure. Because it usually shows on that card, but when I'm comparing it, I know that obviously my legend card right there should have a power-up. I don't know why maybe EA is saving resources. It's not showing the purple symbol that should be by Ken Houston, but it should be there. Landon Collins, the dude might be garbage, but let's just figure out what's going on. Let's get out of this real quick. Let's just reset everything. I want to make sure, because it should be on that card, and I don't like that I didn't see it when I went to compare, and I know that my other card is a power-up. So in order to just make sure and verify what I'm saying, let's just search his name and just make sure that we know for a fact that he does not have a power-up, and then we can continue to go on with it. So, okay, so he does not have a power-up. All right, that's fine. Okay, so let me just back out of that real quickly and just go to my cards real fast and just make sure that we can confirm that EA is saving resources, because I don't see the or maybe because he's already powered up, we don't see it. Like, I never really noticed that. I've always seen the purple symbol though. That's really, I don't see it on Calvin either. Bro, is that a fact? Like, they just don't show it afterwards? Is that something that goes on? Because these guys are power-ups, but I guess once you power them up, it doesn't show. It just shows on the base card, but after they're actually powered up, it no longer shows. All right, whatever. I never really noticed that until now that I'm seeing it. Like, OBJ still has his purple symbol right there because he's not powered up, right below the rocket symbol. Okay, all right, so that's fine. I just never really noticed it and looked at it. I thought it always stayed to let you know, but we did just verify that Landon Collins does not have a power-up. So, going back to his card, is there any value in running around with that guy? Like, is there anything that's going to justify me telling you right now you need a Landon Collins? It's absolutely, there's nothing I can tell you, because I would just be telling you BS, and we don't do that here. So that's not going to happen. Regardless of what you are told by other people, I just want to point out the play recognition thing, because that was something else that was brought to my attention. Yo, Gmia, look at his play recognition, bro. I don't think he would recognize somebody running at him at 90 miles per hour, even with a 90 play rec. Like, this dude will just stand there and not look. And I don't want to make it seem like all of the cards do it, but when I play the game, play rec has not been what it has been for me in the past. There were times in Madden, if your player didn't have play rec, and you guys know what I'm talking about, they would just be so dumb. And then in those same years, if you had guys with good play rec, you know, like how somebody was throwing a screen and it was a D lineman and he had good play rec, he would go pick that screen. That no longer happens. So I don't know exactly what is going on with play rec as an attribute, but at this point right now, even when you look at the play rec of my players, let me just give you, go back to Pat Tillman. His play rec is a 96, and in a game of Weekend League, he stood there as a guy threw a ball right there, and as I clicked on, they wouldn't even let me jump. But you know, like, sometimes it's really fast and you're not really able to like get it because you'll have a psycho running around in the backfield using escape artist and you're trying to dive at him, so you're focused on that, and then they throw a bullet pass and it's like so quick. I clicked on and he just stood there. But not only that, with the play, like, if he's in a position where it's only somebody in that area, and you would figure that he should be able to kind of decipher, like, look, this guy is coming to this side. Sometimes he just stands there. Sometimes he will react. And the reason that I pointed out so specifically is because he's max level tier. He's above 95 with play rec. So there really is no excuse about it. You see what I'm saying? Like, those are the things that you guys really have to notice. When you start to figure in that before Madden 20 was launched, we were told that attributes would be some of the biggest factors ever. At launch and during the beta, those things were true. After the game was patched, it slowly started to change up, and we have to adjust. You see, the thing about it is, when I tell you guys that I'm getting rid of a player or I'm doing this or whatever and I'm raging uncontrollably, that comes from me playing in online head-to-head games and specifically watching the way my players move. Like, I'm telling you, like, straight up, and I know all of you guys, yo, if Pat Tillman has ever done that to you in the game, like just stand there and not react, just write Tillman. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are going to write Tillman. And it has nothing to do with the attribute of the card and how good Pat Tillman is. It's just something that the attribute is either just not working or something else is going on within the game that just doesn't make sense. Going forward though, looking at Landon Collins, you know, and you guys are asking about the 90 play rec, does it really matter? Is that something that can make up and make sure that he makes plays? Ken Houston, right? He has an 86 play rec. This dude couldn't recognize, yo, I'm telling you right now, bro, the dude couldn't, I don't know what he's doing most of the time. Like, I really want to raid sell him. Like, let's just break it down to the nitty-gritty. Like, I really want to raid sell this guy, but sometimes he just makes unbelievable plays, and he's 6'3", and he's so big outside in the secondary that if there is a jump ball, he's not going to pick it, but he'll be in the area to do something. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what he's doing, but he's there. His play rec is an 86. You see what I'm saying? So I jumped from an 86 all the way to a 96, And there really is no major difference when these guys are playing the same type of routes. Now, let me point this out. In certain cases, if you play cover 2, there are, you know, I don't want to say often, but many times, if you get that, if you have a regular cloud flat on either side and Pat Tillman is there, Pat Tillman is usually able to run to the outside and pick that ball just because of his speed, which is what I'm getting to about Landon Collins with the 85 speed. He obviously will not be able to recover like Pat Tillman. So that speed is the big, look, if they gave him an 88 speed and he still had that bum zone coverage, I would probably be like, you know what? You know, and most of you guys are probably just subbing him in as like a sub linebacker or whatever in a nickel package, which is smart because you don't have to worry about zone because you're using him and you're just trying to get a hit stick and just rip the guy's head off. That's fine. Keep in mind though, if for any reason you would want him to play by himself and let the AI just take care of it, he doesn't have the speed to recover in those situations. That's something that it really just depends on your game plan. How are you using these cards? What other cards do you have? Is he primarily only going to be there just for that? But if you're looking at the card just for hit power, just understand if you have Pat Tillman, they have patched it back to where hit sticks matter. It will be fine with just Pat Tillman with that 93. I just would not recommend just getting this card based solely off of hit power unless you're a Landon Collins fan and you're going to be using him every time he's in the game. Other than that, he's useless to me because, like I said, put it like this: with me, he's so useless to me that he reminds me of like the Jackson guy, the guy from the Bears, right? That guy is terrible in this game, and he sucks, right? So even with that, they gave him like a limited card, and even with that limited card, he still wasn't good. So what was the problem? It was all his speed. He couldn't do it. Like once somebody got a step, it was no recovering for him. I just rage sold him recently in one of my last videos. So if you checked out the last video, just write last video in the comments. But you would have seen him get rage sold if you stayed for the entire video. Primarily, I just want to make sure I got his name correctly. I know his last name is Jackson. But yeah, like Eddie Jackson. Okay, so that's him. This guy right here, when you look at a lot of the stuff that's going on, even with his max card, because I was playing with him at the 85, like right here, where he was at 80 speed, and then they gave him this card where he has an 84 speed, and you're like, oh, wow, EA, thank you. He's still very, very slow. He sucks. But again, just think about what I'm telling you. Even though he was being sold for 1 million coins prior to Series 2, it wasn't about his speed. People were utilizing because he had decent zone or whatever, but he was still trash. You see what? Because you have no recovery. And that's my major issue with Landon Collins. So unless you're going to just, you know, like I said, sub linebacker and nickel packages, you simply press the R1 button when you're on the play call screen and sub him in at that, you know, that sub linebacker. If you're not using him like that, he will be useless by himself. That's pretty much all I can tell you guys. So look at those attributes of the cards and try to gear yourself up to understand that speed is very, very key, especially where we are now with Randy Moss is running around, Terrell Owens, these guys are souped up, San Francisco Chem, all this stuff is going on. You need somebody that can actually recover. So if you haven't become a MutMaster yet, or you're close, write close in the comments so I can know where you guys are headed with it, because he probably would be your best bet, is just to go with, you know, the MutMaster war hero, Pat Tillman. If you have any other questions, please feel free to leave it in the comment section. Shout out to the GmiasWorld fam. Hopefully you guys are having a good day. Continue to be safe. Don't be an internet thug. And I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. You enjoy your day. One love, y'all.